Let's have a look at what the newspaper headlines are saying today, the 12th February 2024. Daily Nation. Inside fights for control of shillings 435 billion. The Standard. Tough choices in the face of a crisis. The Star. Raila 2027 bid has new faces in as old guard sit out. People's Daily. Churches say how Ruto duped them. The Daily Nation is talking about inside fight for the control of shillings 435 billion. And the contentious issues here, the ministry wants to supervise school managers spending bills. There is tussling over shillings 1.3 billion training of CBC teachers. There is also the bill that undermines proposals by Presidential Task Force. TSC demands powerful regional and control offices, and those are on the reform rows that add to the concerns of the education sector. Also on the Daily Nation, there is Kenya Kwanza Azimio camps in a fresh IBC war, where a panel appointed by President Ruto has restarted a recruitment of poll commissioners, prompting threats of street protest by allies of opposition leader Raila Odinga. Also on the Nation, there is murder. The news tightens on a man wanted in the US. What they are saying is police are closing in on the fugitive Kevin Kang'ethe, who strolled out of Muthaiga police station last Tuesday. His phone signal has been traced to Machakos, Nairobi and Kiambu, and that is in page 3. Also there is grief from the tragedy where a school bus crashed a pupil to death, and the tragedy has struck Goodrich International School in Katani after the school bus ran over a pupil and killed him. Also on the Nation is talking about, that is on page 10, is talking about ex-police boss and Uhuru's many missed calls at Bomas. It says that the retired senior police officer, Kingori Mwangi, who died yesterday, was a man of many firsts and controversies. His role at Bomas of Kenya during the 2013 presidential election and tenure as regional police chief were dramatic. And to wind up on Daily Nation, where I spoke about the fight to control the billions, is talking of the Education Ministry and unions have ganged up against Teachers Service Commission. The battle lines are drawn between varying factions under Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Mashogu and TSC boss Nancy Macharia, and its fierce scramble for the huge education budget. That will be on page 7. The Standard is talking about tough choices in the face of a crisis, where it says that tomorrow Parliament returns from its December recess to a defining moment. The courts have said the reconstitution of IBC must not wait for political horse trading. House to debate the National Dialogue report, even as Azimio leader Raila Odinga has said opposition must be involved in the selection of commissioners, or they will resume demonstrations. It is a ceremonic moment for the Speaker, Moses Wetangula. Okay, on the same standard is talking about KRA hits, how KRA hits farms with 1.1 billion in tax arrears. And it goes on to say that 7 Sears company will have to fork out shillings 9 million, while Highland Drinks will part with shillings 403 million after losing their appeals at the tax tribunal. That is on page 10. Okay, what I talked about the tough choices in the face of crisis here, I'll continue on page 4. Alright, that's on the standard. The Star is talking about Raila's 2027 bid as new faces in as old guards sit out. What Raila has done is he has got a new peak here of new faces. In Mombasa, there will be Ahmed Nasir, who is the governor. There is Opiyo Wandayi, Babu Owino. There is Amina Mnyasi, Edwin Sifuna, Stewart Mazayo, Fatuma Mohammed, and John Bandi. There is also, the Star also talks about anxiety that is rocking cabinet ahead of a appraisal meeting to be chaired by President William Ruto. It goes on to say that the president is set to host a second retreat with CS and top government officials next week. Says anxiety has rocked government quarters ahead of the meeting, seen as the precursor to a looming cabinet shake-up. During the meeting, CSs are expected to report to the president how they have fared with the Kenya Kwanza development blueprint. There is a woman's throat slit. Okay, that one on President Ruto's meeting will be continued on page 6. Okay, there is also a probe. A woman's throat slit in Shady, Naivasha Roji. That one will be continued on page 3. There is also lawmakers probe Uhuru era of shillings 592 billion spending. That will be on page 8. On People Daily, churches are complaining. Churches say how Ruto duped them. And some of the promises they are talking about, those grudges, that there was agreement on the appointment to the commission, state corporations, foreign missions, cabinet, boards, committees of national and land committee government. Another promise was that there will be nomination of National Assembly, Senate and county assemblies. They had a promise on the access to government support and resources. They were also promised the tax waivers. They will get tax waivers and exceptions. Another promise was formation of the Clergy Circle for the employment of the ministries of the gospel. There was a promise of formation of registrar of religious organization, delinking them from the registrar of societies. A promise of formation of cabinet docket for the Ministry of National Guidance and Religious Affairs. Another promise of facilitation of formation of chaplaincy, mediation and arbitration. On the deal gone sour is the clergy who backed Kenya Kwanza entered an MOU. That was an MOU with the candidates which would have seen them leap big after the victory, but they claim that state no longer picks their calls. That one is continues. It also continues on page 4. So there is on page 2 is talking about the curtain falls of former officer King'ori and why Kenya Kwanza is gearing up to adopt AL for health. And that's it on the papers. Have a good day.